crafty friends. I'm Tina, the creative guru with Gems, Paper, Scissors, and I am an independent demonstrator with Stampin' Up. Last week on Friday and Saturday, we completed layout one of the Sweet Halloween Scrapbooking Workshop Kit. Today, we are going to continue with this kit, and we're going to do the left page of layout two. My house is a madhouse. Sorry about that, folks. So I am only going to do the left page today. I will be back instead of tomorrow, like I normally do. I will be back on Sunday. Tomorrow I am going to go on an adventure and drive a couple 100 miles to go visit my bestie. And I have no idea what kind of shenanigans we're going to get into, but I am sure there is going to be some photographic proof that we did something. So, and I am also going to be hiking with my second oldest daughter out in the Pendleton, Oregon area. So, without further ado, we are going to do the left page. And I do not have my photos pre-printed yet because I think one of the things I'm going to do with my bestie is sort through some photos to figure out what I actually want to put into this layout. Between the two of us, we have a lifetime of photos from all of our children. And so I am going to do this while putting my placeholders in, but not adding the photos. So it says to use the light side of Petunia Pop cardstock for our base. And as you can see, there's a true color or dark side, and then there's a light side, which is a couple shades lighter, but it is true color, and it is gorgeous. And so we are going to start with the light side as it says, and then it says to adhere to A. And you know that I tend to put my labels on the backside. I sometimes mess up. In fact, one of the pieces today I wrote on the side that's going to be showing. I'm pretty sure that I will be able to hide it behind embellishments and photos and whatnot. So come along on this journey. I love being able to go through past memories and document them. So even though this particular layout is going to be representing my children when they were little, I did not have time when they were little to go through and do all of, okay, so this is 2B. It says 1B, but I mislabeled it. I did not have time, opportunity, skills, money to do my scrapbooking when my small people were small. And I now, as a grandma, have this incredible opportunity to do them now. And in the process, I am also slowly working my way through my grandchildren's. How cool is that? Because I know their mama, A, isn't a big fan of scrapbooking. It's not her jam. And that's okay. I know my children and my grandchildren love looking through albums that have been completed. So there's 2A, 2B, now we'll do 2C, which that is this one. And I really, as much as I enjoy their happiness in looking through these and their opportunity to learn and grow about our family history. Now, I ended up putting this down a little bit earlier than I wanted. So I'm going to just do a placeholder to lift it without creasing, because this particular piece, 2D, kind of tucks under 2C. So I'm going to go ahead and get this in. My poor assistant has her hands full today. There we go. Actually, I might like that better on top. There we go. Okay, so there is A, B, C, and D. Now we'll put down E, which is going to go down here. Let's see if I can add a little light to what you're seeing. There we go. That's a lot better. Normally I don't need to turn on the light, but it is super overcast here. So apparently it is officially that time of the year. I'm going to have to start remembering to turn on my light for y'all. Okay, so A, B, C, D, E. Now F, G, and H are actually photos. So with that in mind, I am going to place them down. And when I do, anything that overlaps them is either going to be partially secured down, slightly jogged over, or not adhered at all. Okay, so this is going to be a wonderful 4x6, and I can put that down there. I think I am. I'm going to take my green apple and just run this along the edge. And this is a fun little technique to help distress those sides. And the reason why I'm doing this is because when I do print my photos and attach them, I don't think I want to lift my placeholders off. I'm going to leave them intact this time. So I'm going to add my Stampin' Seal Plus onto the back. And I'm doing that off because it takes a moment for that ink to finish drying. But you see how nicely this helps that pop up off the page. And whether I'm going to use some photos just to demonstrate my point. They are not the ones being put into this layout because quite simply they just look silly. But it will add just that little extra wow, right? So it'll be almost a double framed while having that granny apple green help lift the photo off of the page, even though I'm not using dimensionals. It's a really fun, easy technique. Okay, then it's 2G, and it's supposed to overlap like so. So I know that this corner, where my thumb is, my now finger, is not getting adhesive because I need to be able to tuck in my photo, right? So just like that. And that will allow me to slide my photo in without damaging this photo. And again, I'm going to go ahead and take my granny apple green and distress the outsides to help my 3x3 photo pop. But this one, I am going to attach with some dimensionals because I want some depth and adjustment on this page, right? And when I place my photo over this, it will look amazing. And I like to put one in the middle so that if anything pushes down, it does not crease my photo or my project. It's just a little precautionary tale that I do. One thing about our adhesives with Stampin' Up, I have a non-environmentally stable space. My scrapbooks are stored in my workroom, and my workroom is a sunroom. It is nothing but big windows and open spaces, and the back door to the outside is frequently left open. Okay, this one I'm going to do at an angle. So I'm going to keep this section without adhesive. And so I can honestly say from experience that my adhesive, my photos, my projects stay intact for years. I have been utilizing, actually tucks that behind, there we go. I've been using this adhesive for years, and I have layouts that have been in this room for over 15 years, and they are still looking gorgeous. My page protectors are so much nicer than some of the ones that I've gotten at the big box stores. The big box ones have, the page protectors have crickled and broken. They become very brittle. And they just don't last. And so if you're doing this for it to last generations, I can't recommend higher investing in quality page protectors and adhesive. And Stampin' Up's products, hands down, is amongst the best on the market currently. So keep that in mind when you are planning out your projects. Okay, so now I've gotten this all done. And yes, this is okay. It's all messy, but it's going to be, remember, covered up by the photos that I pick. Then this layout has a really fun journaling card, which I punched out. I am not attaching this at this moment because I want to actually do my journaling. And if I am doing it while it's attached, I'm going to be very, very, very paranoid that I'm going to break it, because that's just, I have horrible spelling and I am grammar challenged. So I am going to attach this Frightfully Cute as with dimensionals. We are already almost done, and we might actually be done in under 20 minutes. You never know. Okay, I am going to shift to my minis just because I am not going to take the moment to grab a new package of the full sized. So I'm going to take the border and use that up, just like so. Okay. Remove the backing. Make sure it's actually upright. I'm going to bring that right like this, but we want it actually over the green. There we go. Perfect. I love it. Okay, and then I have this little piece of candy that I'm going to color in, and this wonderful character fairy, I'm going to go ahead and color that as well. So I'm going to take my Stampin' Pad in Granny Apple Green and Pumpkin Pie. And I'm going to use my watercolor water pen. And then I'm going to leave this open. Remember, I squished my pad until it left ink on the lid. And now I'm going to start with the orange, the pumpkin pie, and just ink up my water marker. Okay, I'm going to do one of these really beautiful pumpkin pie orange, and I'm going to try to make this extra strong. I want my middle band to be darker than my outside of that. So then I'm also going to color in her wand with this wonderful pumpkin pie. So that's kind of fun. Then I am going to use this fainter shade of the pumpkin pie and finish coloring in that lollipop. Do you personally call it a lollipop or a sucker? The round ones, for whatever reason, I call a sucker, and the tiny little like dum-dums I tend to call a lolly or a lollipop. So just keep picking up your colorant. And I'm gonna go ahead. Now the example did not have her belt ribbon space colored, but I kind of like the idea of just adding that little waist accent. I think she's super fun. Okay. Now you see how I'm tapping this off to the side. I'm still keeping it orange, but I'm trying to make it a little bit fainter. Just like that. That's all of the coloring I am going to do. You could do this with your shimmer brush, your Wink of Stella, or you could do this with your blending pen, or you could use your Stampin' Blends markers. I just don't have all of the colors currently, and so I am using what I have to get what I'm after. Okay, so I'm going to make sure this goes here. So I'm going to put my dimensionals on the Granny Apple green side while making sure that the pumpkin pie side stays without adhesive, because again, I need to be able to tuck in my photo. All right. So you can do a full layout without actually attaching your photos and come back to it when you are ready. So I could have actually done this early on in September or October and had it all ready to plug and play once Halloween and photos were done. But that's not how I'm rolling. And then I'm going to do the same with her. So I know that the wand side is not getting any adhesive at this time. And I really don't have to add adhesive even later because she's already going to be secure. Okay. So if it takes you a while to get these projects done, it's okay. There really isn't a stress other than you might misplace it, right? Okay, so the example has a candy corn here, and I am over the candy corn, okay? We had candy corn on layout 1, and I'm over it, okay? It has a sticker for official candy taster, and it has some bats. So let's go ahead and attach the bats. We'll put one here, and this is going to be over a photo, so we're only going to put adhesive on the one side. Just like so. And then the final bat. Oops. This will go right like this. The final bat goes up here, and I am going to do this one with my Stampin' Seal Plus, just like so. And then official candy taster. These are on the next side. That's on the next side. So we're going to take our embossing powder, right? The powder that does the anti-static. And I'm tapping it on. I actually cut my pouch open and put it into basically a foundation shaker sponge, and I just tap it on. Okay, so this side's no longer sticky at all. And so this doesn't stick. I can totally slide my photo under there when I am ready. So that almost finishes this layout. I have photos to add, journaling to add, and I feel like this could use some bling. On the first page layout, I utilized our Shimmer Star foam stickers, and that's great. It looked really cute. This would go great on this particular layout as well, but I have some of the low profile sparkle dots left from some of my pear layouts, so I'm going to use that. I'll grab my little take your pick tool, and the Secret Sea would look fantastic. The Mossy Meadow actually looks pretty good, but I think I'm going to go with the Darling Duckling to pull the yellow from my little fairy. And with that, I'm going to take a large one and two smaller ones. There we go. And that little triangle helps pull her across the page with her little fairy sparkles. And that completes today's layout. I hope you enjoyed, and I will be back on Sunday with another live to show you how. Have a great day, and bye for now. Happy crafting, friends.